Hi friends, it's time to share our September budget planning session. So stay tuned to see what's in store for us in September 2019. What you see here is the August budget copied over. I've removed the entries from the actual column here. So all the way down, I took out everything and I've blocked out our regular salary that I expect for the month of September. I also need to remove this extra income. Those were from August. So when I do that, then that leaves us with a bucket of about $8,945 to work with. I've also already updated giving, and you can see that we plan on doing $150 in the month of September. All right, so here we have housing, and I don't expect anything to change in September. These amounts will all remain the same. Oh, I do have one change. I'm sorry. This is actually going to be a little bit lower than what I thought it was going to be. I'm going to change that, to 147. Sorry about the jump. And that puts our total at $1,355 and change. In transportation, I'm actually going to increase our gas to $300 based on what's happened the last couple of months here. So that category is going to be at about $321. In food, I am going to take the groceries down. Actually, I'm going to leave the groceries at $500. I was going to take it down to $425 because Henry's back in school and not home all day during the day, but our daughter is staying with us for right now, our daughter and our granddaughter. So I'm going to leave that at $500. And then I'm going to change our dining to $100. So that puts our food total at $600 for the month. In the Henry category, we need to put $100 into his food service account. And instead of back to school, we're going to be doing senior pictures. And those are going to be $150. So that's going to be $250 for the month for Henry. In pets, we have $15 set for the grooming of our long-haired cat. We can take out the food since we just bought some. And our plan then for September is $15 total. In insurance, we don't expect any changes. All of these things here come out of our paychecks. It goes down here. And then the rest of this are deductions out of our checking account. The total will be $740 for insurance in September. And then for entertainment, we have no changes here either. These will all remain the same, and so our total will be about $76 for the month. In health, the flexible spending in gym will remain the same, but I am going to remove the medical line here, and that's because I'm going to take care of that when we get down to sinking funds. So that leaves $310 in health for September. I'm not sure if we're going to have any extras or not, so I'm going to remove all of this. And that will leave this at $0. There are bound to be some because I do have my trip to FinCon the first week of September, so there may end up being some things here that don't necessarily fit into the budget bounce section down below. In crap, I forgot about that. We need to take a look at the annual expenses spreadsheet. So let's do that. And I already have it filtered for September. So it looks like an oil change for sure for the Lucerne. I should put that in. An oil change for the Traverse. And then our Costco membership is coming up, and here's the thing. We got it last October. They opened here in October last year. We have yet to step foot in the store, and I have not gone online to purchase anything there. So we are not going to be doing that. I'm going to take that X out. I am going to put in I'm going to go ahead and put $60 in here. It ends up not going into the Crap, I forgot about that section, which will end up being 0. But I am going to go back up to the top and put in $60 for the Lucerne. I don't know if it's actually going to cost that much, but that's what I'm going to do. So, and crap, I forgot about that. That's going to be 0. All right, looking at envelopes, we have no changes here. This will be $200 for the month of September. Okay, so in the budget bounce, let's move on to that. There will be a lot of charges here this month since I'm going to be attending FinCon the first week of September. So I'm going to put in a few extra lines here, and I'm going to have, let's see here. Those are all the things that I anticipate having during my trip. For education, I'm going to put in $325 because I plan on buying next year's ticket while I'm there, because it is hugely discounted if you buy it while you are at the current year's conference. For food, I'm going to put in $300. I will be there for 7 days and 6 nights, and I believe my research showed that breakfast is included at the hotel. It's actually included in the price of your stay. If it's not, that's not a problem because I'm going to be buying just quick breakfast things that I can eat. And for lodging, I anticipate my share of the hotel will be $900. I will be there for 6 nights, and 4 of those I will have a roommate, so that helps tremendously. In transportation, I think I'm going to be spending about $200 on things like Uber, or maybe less if I can figure out how to use the metro when I get there, because this is in DC. In miscellaneous, I'm going to put in $500, and that is cushion for all the things that I don't know. Like, I did go last year, but I also had a much more reserved schedule than I do this year, and I'm doing a lot of things off-site, so I want to make sure that I have the funds for covering food and drinks and things like that that might come up that aren't planned, because one of the things about FinCon is you need to take advantage of the opportunity to see people face to face when the opportunity arises. And I had some great experiences last year, but I was very intimidated, and I played the introverted version of myself last year. I do not plan on doing that this year. I am not nearly as nervous. I'm not nervous at all. I'm super excited for the trip. I have so many things planned. I've already scheduled lots of collaborations with other people that many of you guys know. So I'm really excited to be able to share the videos and things like that when I get back. But there will be lots of activities that aren't going to be a part of the conference. And so that's where this $500 comes in, just in case I need it. And if I don't, then I will put it back in the travel fund, and that will kick off my fund for next year. Okay, in savings, we will plan on $50 for the emergency fund, and then our standard 30, 20, 20, and then this is Matt's retirement and my retirement. So that puts us at about $352 for the month in savings. All right, and now for sinking funds. So I have the auto insurance caught up because of a nice unexpected deposit that we had in August. So I'm going to mark that at $300. And auto registrations will stay at $18. And I added a new fund for business travel. This is for Matt because he works for the state, and we have to put that money out up front, and then he has to be reimbursed. So we're going to try and build that fund up to about $500 so he has it in case he has to do any trips. For city utilities, we're going to leave that at $80, and then we're going to do $40 to clothing, $25 to estate planning, $40 to gifts. Oh, sorry, nothing to gifts because I forgot we're going to be doing gifts up top. Henry School is going to stay at $0 because I've already allocated the $250 I would have put into his account up top for his senior pictures and his food service account. We'll leave holidays at $50, and imaging cosmetics will be at $50, and life insurance will be $81. Now medical, remember I removed that medical line up above. I'm going to change this to $100. So now it's going to go in a sinking fund because the bills aren't coming in necessarily monthly. I'm finding that the state is paying our medical bills quarterly. So they finally just paid through the end of December of 2018. So now I had a whole bunch of bills come in. So in August, I had payments that I had to make, but I don't know yet if I have anything in September. So I'm going to put it in a sinking fund. Online subscriptions is going to be $80. For pet expense, I'm going to change this. Remember, if you've watched these before with me, we do $150 a month for our 3 pets. So I've already done $15 up at the top in the pet expense. Speaking of pets, I'm not sure if you can hear Lucy meowing at me, but up at the top I put $15, so this needs to be $135 that we will put to the sinking fund. And actually this is good because the cats have their annual exams coming up in early November, so I've got to get this built up. Technology will stay at $25, and then I'm going to change travel to $300. And then we have vacation at $100. And I'm going to move vehicles. We want to keep, I don't know why I have $350 in here. I must have had to do that last month. I don't remember. So I'm going to change this to $100. And then wedding anniversary stays at $15. So what I need to do, just so that you can see this over here, is I need to go ahead and fill this in as if we've already done this, so you can see what happens with the balances here. So at the end of the month, we would potentially have $7,792 in our sinking funds, but I'm not going to be able to have that because I actually have to spend some money. So first of all, I'm going to have to pull $60 out of vehicles for the Lucerne oil change that I have up in the transportation section. And then also I'm going to pull out $22.50 for FinCon. And so this has already been planned and allocated up at the top. The other part of that, now that I've pulled it out, I actually have to show it in my income. So I'm going to type these in here. I need 60 for the oil change. Oh, I forget I add this new column. 60 for the oil change and $22.50 for FinCon. Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, and that's going to make a big difference down at the bottom. That's why that's so important. As I was coming back down, I realized that I forgot to zero out this expense that we had for Nikayla last month, so I'm going to change that. I also forgot to do this so that you can see where we would potentially be. So our liquid savings would be at $1,374. And then you can see we put in about just under $1,900 for the year so far into retirement. Okay, so now that I've added what I'm going to withdraw for sinking funds, you can see that that will leave us at $5,482 would be our balances. Now, these here in red, these are our interest earnings that we have on different accounts, and I don't know what those will be. I can't get them until September 1st. All right, so in our debt section, you can see it's pretty big. It doesn't all fit on the screen here. These are the lists this is the list of all the different items that we have already paid off. There are 17 total here. And then down here at the bottom, you can see we have another section called charged off or deferred. And those are things that we are not actively paying on right now. They have all been charged off. These have all been charged off. The student loans are in deferment right now, and we will be addressing those late this year for 2020. But for now, we are focusing on these items here in the actively paying section. Now, let me, for those of you who are new, help you understand the difference in the fonts here. The pink font is something that has my name on it. and the black font are items that only have Matt's name on them. So some of the pink have Matt's name on them too, like this UAS student loan, but none of the black ones have my name on them. They only have Matt's. And that was important because this is how Matt wanted to tackle our debt. And while it is not a traditional snowball, and I struggled with that at the beginning, I have realized that this is actually a good plan for us. And so we are going to focus on these debts here. And you can see we've paid off some for both of us, but Matt felt very strongly that he wanted us to focus on debts that were in my name. So that's what we're doing. So let's just take a look here. These are our minimums for each of our debt payments here. So we've got $50 to Care Credit, $25 to this Capital One GM card, about $155 to my 401k loan, $58 to the private student loan, $377 to Citi card, $190 to Lowe's with my name on it because Matt has a Lowe's card too, $400 to MRV, which is a Visa card, $550 to our car payments, $725 to child support, and $150 to my parents for my family loan. So that brings our total debt payments to $2,680 or so. As you can see, let's go to the totals at the bottom here. We have $362.45 left. And since I do a zero-based budget, we need that to get into a fund somewhere. So I'm going to put all of that into the emergency fund because we are still in baby step 1 and need to get this puppy back to where it was. So our total that we're going to put to emergency fund in September will be $412, which will bring our total to $1,127. And my goal is to get this to $1,500 by the end of October. And then we'll go back to the $50 a month. That's our plan for right now anyhow. So let's get back down here to the bottom. All right, so that brings our total for the budgeted column, this column, to, 40 cents. I was off. I must have typoed up top. So now if you follow across here, you can see that the estimated interest is going to be about $744. And the planned debt payments come to this number here. Shows that it's 30% of our regular salaries. This is a formula that takes this number divided by our regular salaries. The rest of the numbers will fall into place once we get actuals in here throughout the month. So I only put some of the actuals in, obviously, for demonstration here. So that's September for us. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. And we would love to have you join the Budget Bounce community. If you would share this with one of your friends via email or in social media, that will help the Budget Bounce grow and spread the message that getting out of debt is possible no matter how much you have. Thanks so much for coming along on this journey with us. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time.